Hey, welcome back. My name is Kennedy, and today we're going to talk about things that you can do to help you enjoy the colder months if you are someone who typically doesn't. I never really liked winter up until a couple years ago, but there are definitely things that you can do that make the winter months more enjoyable, if not just a little bit more bearable. So I hope that you find something in this video that helps you enjoy the winter a little bit more. I appreciate you being here, and let's get started. My first tip to help you enjoy the colder season a little bit more is to get outside. Now, this may seem counterintuitive because the temperature outside is not desirable, but if you get outside and get some sunshine, especially in the morning before you go to work or school, it really makes a difference in how you perceive your day. Of course, during the winter months, it gets dark earlier. We have shorter daylight hours, and so it can be really, really easy to just get sad, honestly. I mean, the sun is a source of happiness. You know, a lot of people are surprised by the effect that just getting outside for a few minutes each day can have on your day. It really makes a big difference. I've started walking in the mornings before I go to work, and not only does it help me feel better knowing I got a little bit of exercise at the beginning of my day, but it also just helps clear your mind. Getting sunlight during the day helps set your circadian rhythm, so it's easier for you to sleep at night. It just provides a plethora of benefits. It's definitely worth getting a little bit cold in the morning if it means that you're getting some sunlight and maybe even a little bit of exercise. So definitely consider getting outside during daylight hours if you can. Your body will thank you, your mind will thank you, and it just really helps to balance out the early darkness. Also, if you're someone who works into the evening, maybe you get off at 4 or 5 o'clock, it can really feel like the day is done by the time that the workday is done, and that's not cool. That's really not cool. You don't want to feel like you didn't have any time during the day. Getting outside, it's better for your mood, it's better for your body, and you won't feel like you're constantly living in the darkness. My next tip for making the winter season more enjoyable is to make your home cozy with fragrance, music, and texture. Of course, everyone loves their candles, myself included. I especially enjoy my candles when I use a candle warmer. I'm going to show you mine. I got this candle warmer from Amazon. They have a ton of options. They have some that are basically just the pad at the bottom, and it just heats it from underneath the candle. But what I like about this one is that it provides not only the fragrance aspect, but it also adds a little bit of decor. So when I'm working in my studio, especially as it gets late into the night, it really helps to have an extra source of light nearby. Now, when it comes to adding coziness to your home, you can also just use regular lamps, and you can just play some jazz. If you have a smart TV, you can Bluetooth your computer, iPad, phone to your TV and just play the jazz music or whatever kind of relaxing music you like all throughout your home. And then, you know, it just gives the vibes. That's really what this video is about. This video is about vibes. A lot of us don't like the winter vibes, and that is okay. Everyone has a preference for the kind of weather that they like, the kind of season that they like. I prefer warmer weather, but that doesn't mean that I can't find the beauty and the magic and the enjoyment out of winter, and so can you. Another thing that you can do this time of year to make your home more cozy is to invest in a rug if you don't already have one. The reason why I emphasize getting a rug this time of year is because as it gets colder outside, your floors are going to be colder. So if you've kind of been putting off getting a rug, but you know that you're in the market for one, this is definitely the time of year to do it. Especially if you're looking to get a bedroom rug that you step on as soon as you get out of bed. Because look. It's already hard enough to get out of bed in the morning to go do whatever productive things you do to make money, right? It's going to be especially hard to do that if the first thing you're doing when you get out of bed is step on a cold floor. That's diabolical. I don't want that for you. So either some slippers or a nice rug to go underneath your bed. That will make a big difference, and it'll make getting out of bed a lot more bearable. Because how can you be expected to get out of bed when it's cold outside and the first thing you do is step on a cold floor? How can anyone expect that of you? It's not right. It's not fair. You deserve a rug or some slippers. Okay? You deserve that. I promise. The next tip I want to share with you is that you need to have your cozy fall winter drink. My favorite cozy fall winter drink is a London Fog, and I'm actually going to show you how to make one. Welcome to my kitchen. The things that you'll need for a London Fog are hot water, Earl Grey tea, lavender syrup, milk of your choice, and a mug that says tea on it. So, of course, the first thing you're going to do is open up your tea. Pour the hot water over it. But I'm not going to pour it all the way to the top. So I'm just pouring it to about 3/4 of the way of the amount of drink that I want. And I'm going to let the tea steep in there for just a little bit. Then I'm adding a little splash of milk. I'm using lactate because I love myself. Then I'm adding a little bit of lavender syrup to taste. And I try not to be too heavy-handed with this. I like the flavor a lot, but I really am just trying to avoid putting too much sugar in there. Now, this would be a lovely drink on its own, but I'm gonna add a little bit of a secret ingredient. Salt. Now, this kind of works in the same way that you would maybe add a little bit of salt on top of a cookie or another dessert. The salt essentially adds balance to the sweetness, adds a little bit of complexity to it. Yeah, pretty good. A little bit of backstory on why I love London Fogs. When I was in college, there was a restaurant on campus that sold London Fogs, which is kind of surprising to me because it's a place that mainly centered around pork and other meat dishes, but they had London Fogs on the menu and I'd never tried one. I was kind of intrigued by the lavender syrup and I thought it might be gross and too floral, but I wanted to give it a try. So I tried it and that became my fall and winter staple when I was walking through campus. I loved when it was a little bit chilly out and I could enjoy one of these. If you have a good tea recommendation, any tea that you like, if you have tea recommendations, please leave them down below. The point is, find a good winter drink. Something that you can enjoy on your commute to work, something that you can walk around with on your walk, something that you like to make for yourself as you wind down after a long day. You need to have a good winter drink. It's mandatory. Along with having good cozy drinks comes, of course, good cozy meals. So I'm not going to do a cooking tutorial today, maybe one day, but it is so vital that you have good cozy meals during the fall and winter. It makes a huge difference to have a warm, comforting dinner, like something really hearty and nourishing, something that uses seasonal ingredients, something carroty, oniony, meaty if you eat meat. Yeah, you gotta go for it. Mushrooms? Hello? You gotta eat some mushrooms. Some of my favorite winter meals I love, and I'm actually gonna make some this weekend. I love making chicken tikka masala. Andrew Ray's recipe, he is the man behind the Babish Culinary Universe. I use his recipe every time I make it. I love it, and I like to add extra tomato paste to the sauce, and I like to add extra ginger. It's so delicious. It's not difficult to make. It's comforting. I love all the curry seasonings and the ginger and the tomato and the garlic and all of that. It's just, it's delicious. I also like, and my husband makes this. This is one of my favorite of his dishes. He makes beef bourguignon. Do I know how to spell that? No. Do I know how to eat it? Yes. It's so good. It's basically like a beef stew with pearl onions and like just this gorgeous rich sauce. We serve it over potatoes. Sometimes he serves it over rice. I prefer when it's served over potatoes. And if you're looking for something to eat when it's snowing outside, or when it gets down to like that certain temperature, you want some beef bourguignon. That's what you want. That will basically make all of the cold and all the time it takes for you to bundle up in the morning, it'll make all of that worth it. Okay, beef bourguignon is fantastic. I like to go to La Madeleine. La Madeleine is a little French cafe. They have tomato basil soup on their menu, but they also sell it in jars, and it's so good. I mean, if that doesn't lift your mood just a little bit during these trying times, I don't know what will. You know what else is good? And I don't know if this is considered a seasonal dish. Really, I mean, you can eat any of these anytime, but I tried samosas for the first time, and I had been wanting to try them for a long time, okay? I've been wanting to try them for a cool little minute. And I went to this small business market, and there was a lady selling samosas, and she did these like potato and vegetable samosas, and they were so good. Oh my God, they were so good. Man, I still think about them sometimes. That's also something that I would enjoy eating during this time of year, especially. In addition to cozy drinks, you must have a cozy meal. The next thing that I recommend you do to enjoy the winter season is socialize. Now, if you're kind of an introvert like me, it may be a little bit challenging, but I promise you it is worth it to socialize, whether that be with friends or family. It makes a huge difference to your mind if you stay connected with people that you love and enjoy spending time with. Of course, it's important to do that all the time. Like I said, winter tends to put people in lower moods because of the changing daylight hours, the cold. You know, you're going to be less likely to just be outside, out and about. And so it kind of makes it a little bit more challenging to have like little interactions with strangers. Like, it's really a time to focus on building connections with those people that you love most. And it doesn't have to be anything big. You could have one friend over and y'all could watch a movie. That will probably boost your mood for the rest of the week, truly. It's important to socialize. I am guilty of not doing it enough, but I'm trying to do better. And so please, I'm gonna hold your hand. We're gonna do it together, okay? We're gonna socialize together. This fall and winter, you and I are gonna socialize. We're gonna get with friends, we're gonna get with family, and we're going to hug and laugh and enjoy the company of others. And it's gonna make us feel so much better, and it will inspire us to continue. It will inspire us to continue enjoying this winter season. Okay, this is me holding your hand. It's gonna be good, I promise. Well, no, I don't know your family, but it'll be better, hopefully, than sitting in the house by yourself. Okay, don't do that. Even if you join a club or start a new hobby that involves gathering together, maybe you join a book club, maybe you start taking a new class, that can also be the gateway to building new friendships. And so don't discount the indoor spaces when it comes to building new friendships. It can really just add a lot of meaning and purpose to your life. The next thing that I encourage you to do this fall and winter season is sleep, okay? You have to get some sleep. During the fall and winter months, especially as we get closer to the winter solstice. It gets darker and darker, earlier and earlier. And when it gets dark, your body naturally produces melatonin, which causes you to become sleepy. That is why you find yourself sleepier during the fall and winter months. It's dark. When you are in darkness, your body's like, oh, time for bed. I would encourage you, and I encourage myself, not to try to fight this, okay? I know that it's tempting to just try to be as awake as you were during the summer months, but that's just not really feasible. This is kind of a side note. As I get older, I try to become more in tune with nature in very practical ways. I try to sleep more in the fall and winter because that's what my body is naturally inclined to do. I try to take more cues from nature. And so what does that mean? In the society that we live in, where if you're like me, you work a 40-hour-a-week job and you have access to technology and distractions are just always readily available, it can be really easy to disconnect from the natural side of life. I'm starting to notice and appreciate the way that I'm supposed to adapt with nature, like alongside it and as a part of it. Even when it comes to things like hustle culture, I feel like it's really easy to believe as a human being that you can output the same amount of productivity every single day, and that's just not normal. Like, you're going to have ebbs and flows within your own body, but you're also going to have ebbs and flows that come with the season. It's not normal to have exactly the same amount of energy in December as you do in January. That's going to look a little bit different for you. And that's normal, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's something to embrace. In the summer months, I become a lot more energized. This is more on a personal note. The more I pay attention to my body, the more I understand how it adapts to the changes in its environment. For example, when springtime starts to roll around, I kind of start to feel like these little waves of energy, like in anticipation for the summer coming. And then during the summer months, I feel really energized. I feel like I'm really at the top of my productivity levels, which makes sense. Nature is blooming. It's warmer out. The sun is out. We have longer daylight hours. There's all these indications of higher energy levels and higher levels of productivity in the summer months. And likewise, in the winter months, when the plants start to rest and the animals start to rest, and it's colder out and it's darker, taking those cues from nature really helped me to live a life that is more natural. I mean, it really helps me to live a life that's more gentle with myself, because I'm not expecting to have a 10 out of 10 energy level every single season, every single day. It's important to adapt to the changes in the environment. This time of year, it's important to get some rest. Maybe go to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe go to bed 30 minutes to an hour earlier if you can. If you're able to sleep in a little bit more, sleep in a little bit more. Because there's nothing wrong with rest. I actually have a phrase, rest is productive, that I have on one of my stickers in my shop, because it's important to remember that. Like I said, it's like we live in a society that expects perfect output every single day, and that's just not normal, and that's not feasible. During the winter months, you need to rest. For the last tip, I want to say, I want you to adjust your productivity expectations. I basically already touched on this, but you cannot expect the exact same amount of productivity in the fall and winter as you can during the spring and summer. Your body is meant to slow down a little bit this time of year, and then it's meant to speed up a little bit as it gets warmer. I want you to try as best you can to appreciate those ebbs and flows, not try to fight them. It's okay to sleep a little bit more. It's okay to slow down on your productivity a little bit more. It's natural, it's healthy, it's normal, okay? So, and I'm speaking to myself. Let's try to be gentle with ourselves. Let's try to get some rest. And let's try to enjoy the fall and winter months. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you found something in this video valuable and helpful. I hope that if you're one of those people who gets seasonal affective disorder, I hope that this fall and winter isn't too rough on you. I know it can be difficult dealing with the change in daylight hours, the change in the temperature, but you deserve to enjoy every time of year. And I hope that along with me, you're seeking ways to get through this time and hopefully enjoy it and find the beauty in it. Once again, my name is Kennedy. I am the owner of a brand called House Gustav. The link will be in the description. And if you'd love to support me, you can subscribe to my monthly newsletter. I put out design tips, things that I enjoy in design, and little recommendations. And so if you'd like to connect with me that way, I'd really appreciate it. As always, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you're looking forward to tomorrow, and I will see you later. Bye.